Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Tech-Lax, the webcast. As always, my name is Owen, and joining me today is Jake Elliot. How's it going, Jake?
Good, Owen. Thanks for having me on your program here. I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, of course. Okay. So I got a few questions for you. You said you may have looked at them, may have not. So let's get into it.
Yeah, I'm for my podcast, I'm never a guy that writes down questions. I just kind of let the conversation go where it goes. So sometimes I have people ask me, "Hey, what are you going to ask me?" And I always kind of tell them, "I don't know what I'm going to ask you." But don't worry, it's not going to be anything too crazy. So I was kind of reluctant to look at your questions. So I'm excited to hear what they are.
Yeah. Uh, as someone deeply involved in sport, what do you think is the most common misconception people have about lacrosse players?
Whoa. Um, Common misconception about lacrosse players, I would say about how good of athletes they actually are. Because most of these guys have to work other jobs and be a professional lacrosse player. I think people don't maybe take the sport as serious as they should or realize actually how good these guys are at what they do. And I think you could take the top guys in the sport and plop them down in other sports and they could compete at a professional level just like some other professional athletes could probably pick up a stick and be okay at it just because of their athletic ability. So I think they just get a little misrepresented because they're not one of the big four as far as that goes. So I just don't think they sometimes get the respect that they should.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, a lot of them are very humble and stuff when they walk down the street too. Like people just don't know who they are. But yeah,
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
yeah. Okay, what is the best cereal in your opinion?
Oh, that's a loaded question, man. Best cereal. I'm a big cereal guy. Right from when I was a kid, I would cereal every day when I was a young boy. But nowadays, I've turned my attention to more of the adult cereals. I would say, which aren't going to be super exciting. But if I had to like rank my top three, I would say Vector is number one for me. I like a good Special K with red berries. And the old standby for me, good two scoops of good old Raisin Bran.
Nice.
I know that's boring. Yeah.
No, it's still good. My my top three would.
Gotta get the fiber in there, Owen. Gotta get the fiber in there. I'm an old man now. Yeah.
Yeah. What was your favorite when you were a kid then?
Oh, probably Fruit Loops. Was
Yeah.
a big Fruit Loops guy. Some corn pops. Those would probably be my top two.
Nice. Yeah.
Frosted Flakes were pretty good as well. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
How
Frosted
about
Flakes.
you? What's your favorite cereal?
Uh, Frosted Flakes is definitely up there for me, but my top choice would have to be Fruity Pebbles.
Oh, Fruity Powder. I forgot about Fruity Pebbles.
Yeah.
Turns the milk all pink and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's definitely my top choice. Alright. What what's your favorite episode of Across Classified?
Oh, my favorite episode of Lacrosse. You're gonna try and get me to pick out of 300 different episodes what my favorite episode of all time is. That is a tough question. I'll tell you, Owen. I've had a lot of great conversations on Lacrosse Classified over the years, and I always find that coaches and general managers are usually the guys that I like to talk to the most, especially college coaches. They just tick a little bit different than most people. So Nick Myers comes to mind, the Ohio State Buckeyes head coach. I always enjoy talking lacrosse with him. He's very very smart and very plugged into the lacrosse scene, in particular in British Columbia and Ontario. Like, he knows box lacrosse really well for an American field lacrosse coach, which I find very interesting. Um, Kurt Stiers, the owner of the Halifax Thunderbirds, is always a very unique and thoughtful conversation. He just kind of views the world in a different way than a lot of people, and I really enjoy, not only talking to Kurt on my podcast, but just talking to Kurt in general. And I would say my favorite player, I think, is probably Lyle Thompson. Just because of, he's a star in our game, right? He's one of the best players on the planet, if not the best, and he carries such a weight on his shoulders for his community, the indigenous people, and he's very thoughtful in his answers as well. And I always have a lot of time to talk with Lyle, because I always learn something when I talk to De Hassanunde.
Yeah. Is that how it's actually pronounced?
That's how Lyle's first name is pronounced, De Hassanunde.
Huh. Cool.
And that means he flies above us, is what that means.
Nice. Yeah, the First Nations have some really cool meanings to their names.
Yeah, getting to learn how to pronounce them can be a little bit tricky as a broadcaster, but once you kind of get it, then it sticks in your brain, and then it's not so difficult. But when you first learn how to, like his brother's name Jeremy, one of his brother's name Jeremy is probably one of the most difficult names that I've had to learn. And let me try and do this here. Gaia Wagaihe is how you say his name, and that means the sun is leaning. Gaia Wagaihe.
Huh. Cool. Learned something new today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. What is your must-have drink when you're doing an episode of Lacrosse Classified?
Well, I'm probably drinking the same drink since I'm doing an interview right now, and that's just a good old fashioned cup of coffee here, Owen. Usually I got a water beside me as well, and honestly, those are usually the only two liquids that I put in my body for the most part, is either coffee or water these days.
Nice. All right. A little bit of story time. How'd you meet our former guest, Brad?
How about you? What's your favorite drink, Owen? I want to know what your favorite drink is.
My favorite is probably Mountain Dew. Yeah, just any flavor of Mountain Dew.
Oh, yeah. I used to like a good Mountain Dew back in my day as well, especially a Slurpee. If I could find a Mountain Dew Slurpee, yeah. I'd probably dig into that.
Yeah, no, Mountain Dew Slurpees are good. How did you meet our former guest who said you mentored them, Brad Chandler?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I mentored Bradley, but yeah, Brad and I met way back in 2000. I want to say 2007. I heard Brad doing some junior games, and I got asked to do the Man Cup in 2007 in Coquitlam, and I needed a color guy, and I was racking my brain on who to ask to do it with me. And then I remembered listening to Brad, and I thought, well, that kid's pretty good. Maybe I'll ask him. So I didn't know him or anything. I just called up his house. I ended up talking to his mom. And I said, yeah, my name's Jake. I want to talk to Brad. I've got a broadcasting opportunity for him. And Brad finally called me back, and we ended up doing the Man Cup together in 2007. And we've been partners and friends ever since. And I don't even know how many games we've done together now. It's been a lot, but that's how Brad and I met, and the rest is history, I guess they say.
Nice. Where was the Man Cup that year?
That was in Coquitlam, where the Minto Cup will be this year. Nice. It was kind of the old arena before their renovations, of course. They had the old blue seats and the old broadcast booth in there, which I loved, but yeah, that was a long time ago, almost, I guess 17 years ago or something now. So a lot has changed since then, but our friendship and our working relationship has remained pretty strong.
That's awesome. All right. Another story time. Tell me a bit about Lacrosse
Mm.
Classified and what's it about.
Well, as you would expect, it's about lacrosse. A lot of lacrosse on Lacrosse Classified. I even try and mix in a little disc golf in there, Owen. I'm a big disc golf player, so people get a little upset with me that I sometimes mix in disc golf into my Lacrosse Classified podcast, but I don't care because it's my podcast and I can do what I want with it, I figure. But we cover mainly box lacrosse. I kind of stay away from the field lacrosse side of things or the PLL or college lacrosse, but every now and then we'll go down that road. But it's predominantly all about box lacrosse, and during the National Lacrosse League season, we focus on that. We have a lot of players, a lot of coaches, a lot of GMs throughout the National Lacrosse League come on the program, and then when the summer season rolls around, we focus on Senior A and Junior A lacrosse right across the country as well, whether it be in the East or Alberta or in British Columbia. And we just talk lacrosse every week for an hour or so, and we're coming up on episode 300 actually next week, so I'm excited about that. Which tells you we've been doing this for quite some time, 52 weeks in a year. We haven't missed too many weeks, if any, in that time. So we're approaching. I guess it's 5 years coming up here.
Wow, that's crazy. Here's to 5 more, right?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I didn't really know where it would go when we began and how long it would last and how popular it would get, but it's kind of exceeded all my expectations there. So anything on top of this is gravy here, but I hope it goes for another 5 years for sure.
Yeah. Okay, now we get into what I call our rapid fire 1 minute question game, where it's this or that question.
Oh, rapid fire, my favorite,
And
my favorite.
the goal is you gotta have the most time left on the clock possible.
Okay, you're gonna start a clock for me.
Yeah, I sure will.
Okay,
Okay, sweet or savory?
sweet.
Field or box lacrosse?
Box, box,
Disney
box.
Disney Plus or Netflix?
Netflix.
PlayStation or Xbox?
Oh, both. Right now it's PlayStation though.
Nice. Warrior or Palacross?
I got both though, but I'm playing PlayStation. Let's go Warrior.
Nice. Mentality or physicality?
Physicality. I'm a big dude, Owen. Brute force and ignorance is how I live my life.
Cool. Time travel or teleportation?
Oh, I think teleportation.
Okay. BC ferry or car?
Ooh, I know I'm ticking on time here. I enjoy ferry ride. I enjoy a good ferry ride.
Powerade or BioSteel?
Hey, Owen, I'm wondering if maybe we both just stop our video here a little bit, whether the signal will get a little bit stronger. You're breaking up on me a bit. So I'm going to turn my video off, and I'm wondering if maybe you should do the same.
Okay. Okay. Did that help a bit?